Hello, Tara. Thank you so much for being here. How are you?
Hello, hello. I'm great. I'm doing great. Yes. How are
It's
you?
going to be a fun conversation. I love that we're recording video now. This is a new aspect because I get to see your earring of the day and they're
Yeah.
gorgeous. You always have really
Thank
fun
you.
jewelry on. So this is really fun and everyone else gets to see it now too instead of just me. We
Yeah.
want to dive in. We're going to learn a lot from you
Mhm.
today. I'm excited about this inspiring conversation. But first, we want to get to know you. So tell us a little bit about who you are and what you love to do outside of work.
Hi. I'm Tera Pruett, and I'm a strength, endurance, and adventure coach. And I live in a camper at the moment, but we camp out of our travel van. So a lot of people think we live in our van, and we do not. That would not be
You
fun.
just wanted a disclaimer there.
Yeah. But yes, with my husband being 6'4", people assume like, are you serious? You live in your van? No, we camp out of our van. We live in our camper. We are in the process of moving onto some land that we purchased, so that's our adventure at the moment. And on the when I'm not working, I still love adventuring and being outside. It's just where my heart gets fulfilled and my soul gets rejuvenated, and I feel so grounded and level headed once I come home from just taking some deep breaths out in nature.
I love that so much. And I know that you live and breathe what you do. You love those adventures, and even just living in the camper is an adventure. And I love that. It's part of your life. And it's so fun to get to follow you and see all the adventures that you inspire us to go on. What's been your favorite place to have an adventure in your local community around there?
So, around here in Asheville, North Carolina, my favorite adventure place is to just get out on the trails anywhere that you can't drive. So, it's going to
Mm,
take a little bit of planning, but anywhere that your own 2 feet can take you, and that you can't drive your car there. You know, you can't ride a bike there necessarily. Some of our trails are mountain bike accessible, but most of our trails are closed to mountain bikes, and then you can only your own 2 feet can take you to see that view, or to see that one spot that you kind of wonder, how did somebody find it? How in the world did someone find that
yeah.
one spot with this epic view and our amazing mountains? And so I would say close to Mount Mitchell has a lot of my heart, and it's one of the highest peaks east of the Mississippi.
Oh, that sounds beautiful. I used to live in Nashville, so we got out that area a little bit, but we go to Colorado a lot and do a lot of
Mhm.
hiking there. And you're right, there is nothing like being at a spot that only your 2 feet can take you there. I love there's nothing to explain it. It's incredible for sure. Okay, so we're going to dig into your adventures. You are an endurance and adventure coach, and you have this overflowing passion for helping everyday athletes be outstanding. How did you get into this coaching in this realm?
Oh my goodness. I think my journey started way earlier than most people. I remember as a kid playing outside, and I dabbled in some gymnastics a little bit, but I started running as a coping mechanism from my childhood. And I realized that I had this a pull to, I would come home from a run and I would feel rejuvenated and empowered, and I would have hope, and it gave me confidence. And so throughout my childhood, using exercise as a coping mechanism, it turned into a habit. And whereas it could have easily turned into something that was a negative, I decided to use it as a positive. And then throughout the as I grew into more realms of exercise, I have taught group fitness for 25 years, and I became a trainer, and I started running more for adventures. I started realizing how much this impacted me, and felt that there's got to be a way to share this with other people. And I don't know if the coaching was ever in my blood necessarily, but I wanted to coach so badly that I wanted to learn to be able to get other people motivated and driven to do the things that I'm so passionate about, and love them, falling in
Mm.
love with them throughout the journey.
Yes, I can see that in what you do. Absolutely. And it really is. You have this passion for people and you believe in people. And when you and I have been able to talk through your business and the things that you're doing, you can just tell this brings you so much joy. And that's really cool to hear that it was something that started when you were a child and it was a gift for you growing up. And that's an amazing, it's an amazing thing to know that we all have this opportunity to be able to, that we're just naturally given these opportunities to cope with things. I know I look back now, I'm like, that's why I loved singing. That's where my voice
Mhm.
was when I was a kid. And it helped me, I could be loud and I could be big and just, we naturally find these ways and you were able to run and have that confidence. And it's so beautiful then to take all of that and now give that to others, and you're able to encourage women to feel empowered and be confident and do these big scary things, but help show them you can do this. And I love, you just have this natural gift of just believing in people and telling them you can do this. You're an athlete.
Mhm.
And I know I've joked with you that I am not an athlete. My husband is. You're like, you are. You're an
You
athlete.
are.
If you move your
You're
body,
an
you're an
athlete.
athlete. And I love that about you. It's so in your blood for sure.
Yeah, and movement is healing. Movement is regenerating, and movement is powerful, and it's a gift. And we have demonized exercise as in the health and wellness realm to look at it as a punishment, or we should be
Mhm.
in and out. We should be using it as an exchange, and we've presented this in a negative realm. So it's time we start to really look at it again as a gift and as something that could be joyful. And there
Mhm.
are many forms of it. And being in nature highlights that even more. When you bring the two together, movement and nature, it's so powerful.
Yeah, you're so right. And it's healing in all those
Mhm.
ways. It is, we need to be able to move to process our emotions. We need to move to keep our body healthy, but just there's so much more. It's
Yeah.
mentally something that we need more, even as much as physically, just to get our body moving. And outside is the best. It's so nice out today in Minnesota. I'm going to get outside. It's finally happening. It's finally here. Okay, adventure is, I love this name, endurance and adventure coach, so much. It grabs people's attention right away because it is so unique, which you are unique. And I love this about you. And adventure is you. When I think of you, I think adventure. And this is also something that's really important to Mike and I in our family adventure. We have a sign when you walk in that says seek adventure. And we have a sign downstairs about adventure, and upstairs. And this is, I have a journal right here about family adventures that we keep track of because we love going on adventures with each other, with our family, and just seeing how we can push ourselves out of our comfort zone and scare me to death while my kids are doing crazy things. But it's so fun. We love it so much. So why do
Yes.
you feel, with your experience as a adventure coach, why is it so important to have adventure in people's lives?
Well, I think ultimately, like you said, we need to do hard, scary things. And when I'm in nature, I look and I think about how did this get discovered? Like who hiked here? Who
Yeah.
discovered this one place? And how did they get here? They certainly didn't have a trail marking the path for anyone to follow. And when I think of adventure, I'm thinking that the curiosity of what's around the next corner, or challenging
Mm.
yourself beyond limitations that you never even knew that you were putting on yourself, but you never knew if you could break those limitations or not. And being able to do something that is very small percentage of people even convince themselves that they have the ability to. And being out and challenge, like when all of that starts to come together, when you defy the odds, you do something hard and scary, you push your limits, there's a boost of confidence that happens, that you're like, okay, that was hard, awful, fun, experimental. All
Mhm.
these emotions come with it, but in the end, you're like, wait, when's the next one? What can I do
Yeah.
next?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a kind of a joke in the running world or the trail running world. Like you go through this slew of emotions all within a period of a time frame that you're out there, and then you come home and you're like, okay, got to play the next one. When's the
Yep.
next race, or when's the next adventure? um,
Oh, I
but I
love
think
that.
ultimately for me, it is a place to seek solitude and feel grounded and
Mhm.
be more connected with who I am and
Mhm.
what I want to fulfill in my life so that I can be the best me possible, then I can turn around and be the best mom or the
Mm.
best coach, or I can be better present for my friends and my family. And that groundedness and that disconnect from civilization, that when those two things run parallel and you can feel 100% yourself out there, it you come home and you can fully commit to anything and everything that your day has to give you. It's just this immense clarity comes over
Mm.
you, and you're like, I do need to stand strong and grounded in who I am and what I believe and what I want to help the world do and be better
Mm.
at.
Oh, that's beautiful. That was really beautifully put, and I can feel that for sure. You're right. When you have those adventures, it makes you feel more confident. And I'm talking a lot about boundaries this week on social media, and I feel like it would take so much confidence to set a boundary. And
Mhm.
so we need just anything we can do to build ourselves up like that. That was a beautiful way to put it that. I love that. And one of the biggest adventures I know we both experience is owning a business. Being a business owner
Yeah.
feels kind of like that trail run. It's
Yes.
thrilling, it's scary, and it's life-giving all at the same time. I joke my husband did his first marathon a couple years ago and we picked him up and he's like, I'm never doing that again. And now here we are training for an Ironman. So not we, he, not me. So he's training for it. So that reminds me of business, like this is
Yeah.
so exciting. It's thrilling. It's really scary. And you're like, I'm never doing that again. But here I am still running a business because you just want it and it's so much fun. So recently you attended a Restart Collective group retreat in North Carolina. We got to spend a whole weekend together, ride a golf cart together. It was so much fun.
It was so
And
fun.
I loved it. I knew if there was going to be someone in the group who was going to be ready for an adventure, it would be you. So we hopped on that golf cart and rode it around. It was so fun. We got to spend some time digging into your vision and your strategy for this big year. And can you share a little bit about that experience and how it's impacted you so far?
Well, so the I have to admit that that took a lot of guts on my part.
Yeah.
I'm actually naturally an introvert, a forced extrovert, and so events like that do kind of like make me sink inward and be like, I don't know if I can do this or if I can be myself
Hmm.
around everyone in a large group setting. So I was very grateful that it was a intimate setting and very relaxed, and just all these amazing women have so much heart, and they want to share with their communities, and they truly want to inspire and educate and encourage other women to chase after the things that they're so passionate about. And so it was a piece of the weekend that I wasn't expecting, and it surprised me in such a positive and powerful way that helped me come home and be like more set in, this is my purpose. And coming away with the support from the Restart Collective, as well as the ladies that were willing to be vulnerable and share all weekend,
Hmm.
it just re-solidified that I'm on the right path to doing what I know my purpose is and what I'm supposed to be doing. There's so many times in our businesses we have so much doubt, and
Hmm.
or we just keep getting door after door close in our face,
Yeah.
and we're just like, okay, I know I'm supposed to learn something from this and I'm supposed to use this as motivation to like
Hmm.
keep pushing forward. But having that backup from you all and the whole entire weekend just totally solidified all of it. Like, yep, this is the direction I'm supposed to go, and I am doing what I was put on this earth to do. Yeah.
Absolutely, you are. And it was so much fun. I loved my favorite time that weekend was, well, there's so many fun things, but
Yeah.
we got to have one on one time with each of you. And I love that time chatting with
Mhm.
you one on one and getting to hear why you love this and what you want to see growing and how much you love inspiring other people, and your heart is so big behind it. And that was
Yeah.
so powerful to get to just have the chance to be able to see that and hear that and then see you step into exactly what you are here to do. It is powerful. I know we mentioned on an Instagram live the other week that we had a client say I just see Tara and she is just stepping into who she is and she's so confident. And we're like, yeah, I know. We're cheering her on. This is amazing. Because you're right. I experienced that too. I experienced that doubt of, we're doubting what we're doing and is this what we're supposed to do? And times like that together where we don't feel alone in it and we're able to have that support and have someone believe in us is everything we need. I need the same thing. So it was such a powerful weekend.
It was. And it kind of comes back to like when someone comes to me and says, I'll never run this distance or go backpacking for a weekend or, go without a bathroom. And
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, you can. You totally can. And I'll take you all. I'm going to be here to guide you every step of the way. And so I totally went into this weekend with this community just giving, like, I was ready to just give it all over and really rely on you guys for backup and support and encouragement, and to see in me what I knew was there, but it just needed a
Mhm.
little extra spark.
Yep.
It
Yep.
made all the difference. Yes, it was
Yeah,
so
you're right.
powerful.
And you're right. You knew it was there and it's in you, right? It's
Yeah,
nothing that's why I love doing what I do because it's not telling someone you should do this or you need to be this. It's you are what you're made for. It's in you. You
yeah,
know what you need to do. Like you knew you came to that meeting like this is what I want to do. We're like, yep, you're gonna do
yes,
that. That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Exactly.
I was like, down the road, I want to do this, but
Right. We're
no,
gonna
we're
do
going
it
to do that
today.
now. We're doing it now. I was like, oh,
You were ready for the
okay.
adventure. That was so
Okie
fun.
doke. It
I
was.
love it. Yeah, it's in you and it's so obvious you love what you do and it's so fun to watch and you're inspiring absolutely. And this podcast is created to help decrease the things that hold us back and increase the things that move us forward to the life that you want. What has been your game changer this year in your life or business that you're decreasing or increasing to move forward and get that life that you want?
So for 2023, I don't normally do like words or resolutions
Mhm.
or pick something at the beginning of the year. Like I always head into the year with like end of the year before with some mindset stuff like, okay, I
Mhm.
really want to focus on this and shift a few things. But this year I picked a word and decided to kind of just keep that in the back of my head as I purposely made decisions with intent. So intentional was my word this year. And I think the biggest reason I picked it was it's easy to see so many, like there's all this dangling fruit out there of all these options, and there's so much noise coming at us from all different angles on social media or what other people are doing or what your closest friends are doing with their businesses. And I really wanted to make sure that this year each decision I made had intention and
Mhm.
purpose, and it wasn't just because I was getting FOMO. um
Yeah.
that fear of missing out is a huge thing, and we get preyed on for being sold that
Mhm.
you're going to miss out, you're going to miss out. And instead of jumping on every opportunity, I have made sure that every decision was just very intentional and had a lot of purpose behind it.
Mm.
But I also think that if you have something nagging you and pulling on you and you can't stop thinking about it and you dream about it and you pretend plan for it in the back of your head, or it's been on your mind for a very long time, then why are you not doing it? Um,
Yes.
and I think
Mm.
that that's always been like where I am now in my business physically in my studio was my goal for so many years. And
Yeah.
I refused to do it and go into debt. So it took me longer, and because I wanted to do it my way and no debt and not having to have any kind of investors hanging over me telling me what to do.
Mhm.
So yeah, it took me a lot longer. But right now, I wouldn't trade any of that and that hard
Yeah.
work and the lessons I learned along the way. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. It was always on my mind for probably 15 years. And if you are constantly thinking about it, well, don't wait 15 years. Then keep chasing it. Keep taking those steps towards what that passion or goal or that thought is that you make it happen. Just find some
Yeah.
ways each day to make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah, just start moving towards it just like you did.
Yes.
You've been moving towards each of these big goals that you've reached. And that is so inspiring to be able to see. I love that story too of how you started your studio and what went into that and the hard work behind it and just the determination to get it done in the way that you want to do it. That's how we run businesses that feel good, is make sure it's
Yeah.
your values behind it. That's so powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, how can people get in touch with you? Where can they find you to learn more about what you do?
Yes, on Instagram is the best place at Tera_Pruett. And I think the I'm not so very good on Instagram. I will always be in my
I
stories,
think
but
you're amazing on Instagram.
I don't post as frequently as you're supposed to. But I also only post with intention. So
Yes,
um,
you do it your way
yeah,
and it's working.
yes, yes,
Mhm.
it is. And granted, with everything with business and then life and just I like my quiet time. I make sure that I
Mhm.
covet whatever I put my energy into, and I think that that has always been like a piece of who I am.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think
that's
if you
smart.
want to follow the journey and the adventure,
Yeah.
just yeah, take a look in my stories. That's the best place.
Yes, I love it. Yeah, your stories and everything that you post is always inspiring because there is so much intention behind it. You can see it for sure that it is.
Yeah.
If you need a motivational boost today, go check out Tara's Instagram and you will have it because you are so encouraging and inspiring. Thank you for sharing all of your insights with us today. Just to get to know you a little bit better, I have one question for you.
Okay.
What is your go-to Starbucks drink? And do you go to Starbucks? You like a local coffee shop, I bet.
I do. I have so many local coffee shops. I will stop at Starbucks. I'm a
Mhm.
Seattle girl. I'm from Pacific
Yeah.
Northwest. But I do make it a point to, if you look up Starbucks, just make sure you do a little bit deeper search. There is usually a local coffee shop within a half a mile. I promise you that.
Huh.
So if you ever look up Starbucks, yes, they're going to pop up. They're supposed to.
Yep.
And I love them, Seattle girl. But
Right.
look a little deeper and see if you can support a local coffee shop that probably had to resource local, bring in
Mhm.
local pastries from local bakeries. So yeah. But I like a quad shot Americano with a dash of cream and sweetener, just a tad. Yeah.
I'm so excited because no one ever answers this question the same. It's always different. For the first time someone orders the drink that I like, I'm so excited. Americano, but I've never had
Yeah.
a dash of sweetener. That sounds kind of fun.
Yeah.
I might have to do that
Hmm.
today. I
Yeah.
like it. You're so fun, Tara. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing
Yes.
everything. And it was good talking with you. We'll talk with you
Thank
later.
you. All right.
Bye.